Welcome everyone to Sneaker Investments episode 1, making the first trade. Today I want to basically just really quickly go through what the structure of these videos are going to be like. And then I want to talk about actual sneakers that I'm targeting and actual sneakers that I've purchased. Okay, so getting right into it, what I want to do here is I want to sort of have a similar to a stock market simulation. I want to perform something like that, but instead of using stocks, I am going to do it with sneakers. So the way I'm going to keep track of my quote-unquote portfolio is I'm going to have a little balance sheet that looks like this. And every day, or at least every video, I'm going to try to keep you guys updated on how the overall portfolio is doing. So as you can see, I have a cash balance, I have an assets account, and then I'm just going to total those two up. And based on my initial investment, as you can see here, we're going to be beginning with $10,000. Based on that initial investment and my total, I'm going to calculate an ROI, and we'll keep a running tally of that, see how our overall sneaker investments are doing. Okay, so here is a little example of what this portfolio might look like at any given point in time. So let's pretend that I bought some amount of shoes. Here you can see I'm down to $7,000, which means I must have spent $3,000. However, you can see that the assets category here has me at $4,500, which means that my initial $3,000 of shoe purchases has gone up to $4,500, and therefore has totaled me a 15% return on my portfolio. Okay, so again, this is just an example, but this is the kind of structure we're going to follow. And if I feel like I need to add maybe more categories into this, be more detailed, I will go ahead and do so as we go through this. Okay. So with that in mind, the way these videos are going to run is I am going to either talk about shoes that I'm targeting, or I am going to explain some trades that I have already made. When I say trades, I mean it either a buy on a shoe or a set of shoes, or a sell order on a shoe or pairs of shoes. Okay. So to begin, that's what I will do today. I will talk about some shoes that I'm targeting. Then I will take you guys through my first trade. And lastly, I will throw in a little question for my viewers out there, because I want to get your opinion on these things as well, okay? So with that in mind, the first shoe is sort of a honorable mention here. I had the idea for this channel about 2 weeks ago, and this shoe right here on the screen that you can see was actually the inspiration for why I wanted to start this. A really good opportunity in my mind presented itself. As a matter of fact, I ran this with a couple of my close sneaker friends, and they all agreed that this was going to be a great investment. However, by the time I got everything up and running on this channel, sort of the moment was already gone. So let me just explain what I mean by this. Okay, so this is the Kyrie SpongeBob collab that came out earlier this year. So as you can see here, about 2-3 months ago. And you can actually see sales all the way back to July 18th. Nevertheless, this was sort of an average sneaker when it first dropped, and then it kind of had this run up in its price. As you can see here in the chart, I am showing you guys a 9.5. Okay, most of the shoes that I will be looking to buy will be between 8.5 and 9.5, with the odd exceptions that I will point out as we go through it. Okay, so back to the topic. There was actually a restock right around October 15th on the US Sneakers app. Okay, this whole line of SpongeBob by Kyrie restocked, and I figured, okay, there's going to be a new injection of sneakers into the market. Common economical theory says that, or common economics theory says that the prices should drop based on increased supply. And that's exactly what ended up happening. The prices dropped literally the day of the restock. And in my opinion, this was only going to be temporary. I knew the shoe was just slowly going up and up and up, and I knew its market value was somewhere here in the 240 to 250 price range. And I knew it was just a matter of time until all the people that hit on the restock would sell and the price would slowly come back up. However, I did not purchase any because, again, I wanted to do this all on the channel here. And I didn't figure this rebound would actually happen this quickly, okay? I figured I would still maybe have some time by the time I started this channel that I could have purchased a couple of these and I could have taken you guys through our first trade. So that being said, I sort of missed an opportunity here. Nevertheless, I want to point out to you guys how quickly you can actually make money with these sneakers, okay? So the restock happened somewhere around here, October the 15th. For about a week, the prices were stable at about $170, $175. And as you can see now, 2 weeks later, the prices are at 217 plus and rising. So this might not seem like a lot, but 217 divided by 275 is about a 24% return. And that is a 24% return in just about 2 weeks based on when you bought. Again, this might not seem like a lot, but assuming that we started with $10,000 and we made 24% on our investment on a bi-weekly basis, that's about 26 periods in a year. This annualizes somewhere out to 268 times our initial investment, or given our initial $10,000 investment, this would actually scale up to $2.5 million, $2.68 million to be precise. Okay, so ROIs of 25% on a 2-week basis, though they might not seem like a lot initially, don't underestimate the power of compounding growth. Okay, this 24% on a bi-weekly basis would give us a ton of money in a year if we could do this every 2 weeks, for example. Okay, so the boat has sort of sailed on this pair. Nevertheless, I wanted to show you guys this would have been my initial investment on this channel. Nevertheless, there's always going to be more opportunities, so don't try to get into the market now, okay? So with that in mind, I want to talk about the first shoe that I have my sight on, and that is the Sacai Blazer, specifically in the gray or in the black gray colorway, as well as the white gray colorways, okay? So these two Sacai Blazers released a month ago, okay? So October 10th was their worldwide release date. So they're still relatively fresh. The prices were initially quite high, but I've noticed the prices drop to the point where I am looking to enter the market. And again, I am looking to enter the market for sizes between 8.5 and 9.5. Okay, that will tend to be the range I look for now. And specifically on this white pair, I think somewhere around $300 I am going to be making offers on size 9.5s. Similarly with the black pair, somewhere around 350-ish I want to enter, okay? And give it or take a few percentage points there, okay? But that's around the range I want to enter. I believe the reasoning why I believe in the shoe is, again, it's a collab with Nike. Collabs tend to do great. More importantly, it has that sort of deconstructive feel to it, similar to what all the Off-White stuff did. And if you don't know what the Off-White is it's a different Nike collab that over time their main models has done extremely well returns, with shoes going up to $8,000 these days, the Jordan 1, for example. And this sort of deconstructed as its known style has been very reminiscent in those designs. And it's really the hot thing right now, okay? As a matter of fact, a lot of designers actually look to incorporate these type of designs. So with that in mind, I believe that this will be a reasonably good moneymaker in the next year or so. Okay, furthermore, the previous iteration or the previous colorway of this shoe did pretty well for me, okay? I did happen to buy these back in the day when they first came out. I happened to be lucky. And I purchased this blue pair somewhere around this valley here in the $280 range. And then, as you can see, at one point, these got all the way up to $600. And of course, now we're sort of going back down a little bit in value. That worries me a little bit, but nevertheless, I believe long term this should sort of continue its rise upwards, okay, and maybe get back to these $600 levels. Similarly with the black and white pair, right? Especially given that they are more versatile than the blue. Okay, that being said, always remember that the first releases always tend to have more value than subsequent releases. This blue pair dropped substantially earlier in the year. This happened to be one of the first pairs along with a yellow pair, whereas this white and black pair came out more recently. And again, the first iterations of sneakers tend to do better on the long term. Okay, so that's one of the shoes I'm keeping an eye on. The other shoe that I have been watching for some time now has been the Supreme Jewel Dunks. Okay, specifically this white and red pair. Nevertheless, the black and gold pair. This one here, if this will load. This pair as well as this blue and gold pair are also on my watch list. Nevertheless, if I wanted to hold one of the three long term, it would definitely be the white and red pair, just because first of all, this is a Supreme, right? So Supreme red will tend to do better in the long run, in my opinion. And second of all, I do believe that they are more versatile as a actually shoe that you might wear. Okay, so the reason behind these, in my opinion, is Supreme speaks for itself. Okay, Supreme tends to have tons of hype. In the long run, most Supreme items do go up. Of course, the most reasonable items do go up. This is, in fact, a reasonable item, in my opinion. The Nike Dunk is one of the classic Nike shoes. The whole skateboard community is very infused with this shoe right here. And I do believe as the quantities of brand new pairs lessens, these will eventually begin rising, okay? As a matter of fact, if you were to check any other Supreme Dunks from the past, you will see that all of these Dunks actually have gone to some substantial numbers, right? You can see here the 2012 Red Cement is selling for, the last sale was for about $1,500, lowest fast above $1,500. Similarly, other Dunks by Supreme, such as, let's say, this blue pair here. Again, Dunk, released in 2003. Okay, of course, this has been about 15 years since this released, but again, you can see the prices these things go for, right? $1,400 last sale, lowest ask available on the market right now, $5,000. Okay. So this may be a long hold, but nevertheless, it is a good place to park my money, in my opinion, okay, statistically. Okay, as a matter of fact, with that being said, I did have a few offers on GOAT, and one of them did hit. So as a matter of fact, I purchased my first investment for this sneaker fund, or a sneaker investment fund that we're running here. And that was a size 9 red Supreme Jewel. And I got that for, drum roll, let me just double check here for you guys, $370. Okay, so I did happen to overpay a little bit based on what is going on StockX, but of course there's going to be some anomalies between the prices from GOAT and from StockX. Okay, nevertheless, I'm not too worried about overspending by $20. In the long run, I do believe that this shoe will get somewhere up to $700-800. Okay, so that in the long run is not going to be a big problem for me. Okay, and that being said, I'm still targeting another pair or two, maybe in a size 8.5 and a 9.5, just so that I can diversify my sizes options on this as well. Okay, the next shoe I've been targeting is the Shattered Backboard 3.0 that released a few weeks ago, right before Halloween. Okay, so this shoe has only been on the market now for about a week and a half. And its prices have come down to a point where I feel comfortable buying. Okay, so as you can see here, when the shoe first released, it was still going for almost $300. Now it's dropped somewhere near the range of $250. And so I do feel comfortable entering the market somewhere around here, depending on the size, okay? And the reason for this shoe is all previous versions of shattered backboards have done well. Okay, this is not the greatest of reasoning since this shoe is quite different than the others in terms of its leather, in terms of its sole color, etc., etc. Nevertheless, I feel like there will be enough hype behind Jordan 1s in general. Jordan 1s in general have done very well in the past 2-3 years, no matter what colorway. In the long run, they've all gone up. Okay, I don't expect the Shattered 3.0s to match the 2.0s or the 1.0s in their returns. Nevertheless, if I can even squeeze out a 50% ROI on this, I will be happy, okay? The shoe's currently sitting at around $260. If we can get this up to about $380 to $400, I will be more than happy with my investment here, okay? And just to show you guys the Shattered Backboard 2.0s, these came out a few years ago, and they were the second iteration of the shattered backboards. You can see that a typical size 9 goes for about $1,500 already, okay? This shoe came out somewhere in the middle of 2015. Okay, of course it has been 4 years, but you can see a steady increase in price the entire time, okay? Yes, this is, of course, this is the shattered backboard 1.0, right? These are the most coveted of the shattered backboard series. You can see that overall the price does always tend to just go up, 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 up. Here is actually the Shatter 2.0s, okay, also known as the reverse shattered, and you can also see that these have gone up in price as well. These came out in 2016 late in October, okay? So again, you can see initially they were somewhere in the ballpark of 300-ish, 280-ish, similar to where the 3.0s currently lie. If I can get half of this return in 1 to 2 years, I will be more than happy, okay? And again, you can see an overall upwards trend, both because it's a Jordan 1, because it's a nice colorway, and because, of course, the leather quality on these is good. Okay, one of the problems with these 3.0s is a lot of people don't like this actual weird glass shattered effect that they've added on the 3.0s. Okay, I understand that. It is true. It is unfortunate that they did this to us. Nevertheless, again, all I care about is my return on investment here, right? If the price is low enough and this thing is going to go upwards, I don't really care too much, okay? As a matter of fact, I've seen some people actually matte this little top material off, and they do end up becoming quite nice once that shine layer is gone off of them. Okay, and again, you can just Google or go on YouTube and see people that have done that. I do believe that they look substantially better once that gloss layer is removed. And had they actually dropped us a shoe without the gloss, I do believe these would not be going for this low right now, okay? My price expectation for these is somewhere around $400, okay? Anything above that, I will be just cherries on the cake. Okay, so that being said, I did end up putting an offer on these on Goat as well, and I did manage to get one of the sellers to accept my offer for a size 9.5 specifically, and for that I paid $305. Okay, you can see that I overpaid quite a bit based on the current market value of about $260. I overpaid by about 10 to 20%. And that is, I guess, because prices have come down even further. Okay, I had my offer put in somewhere around the initial release of the shoe, which was October 26th. Okay, so somewhere around October 26th, I made my first purchase for these. And now the prices have gone down even further, where I feel like buying maybe a second or third pair, and I will go ahead and put in some offers in the $250 price range as well, okay? Ideally on a size 9 or an 8.5, okay? Again, those are money sizes for Jordan 1s especially. Okay, so there you go. My first 2 purchases for the investment fund that we're running here. What I want to leave you with is this shoe here, known as the Jordan 6 Travis Scott. Most of you, I assume, know what this shoe is and what the hype behind it is. And my question for you guys here is, yes, this is a hype sneaker. Yes, this should eventually start going up in value. But as you can see, the prices have done nothing but drop, 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 drop since initial launch. My question for you guys is, what's the bottom here? How low will this shoe go until it starts turning back around? Okay, it might seem like 217 here is the bottom. What do you guys think? Okay, will this turn around right here, or will it continue to drop for several more weeks or months until it stabilizes and starts going back up? Okay, or will it maybe never go back up? Let me know in the comment section below. Okay, and maybe we'll discuss this shoe in a next episode of Sneaker Investments. Okay, so with that being said, hit the subscribe button and I will see you guys next time.